Hello everyone, it's Brotherhood Gaming HD here today. In today's video, I want to discuss EA's childish nature of pointing the finger at Halo Infinite, because all of the negative reception that Battlefield 2042 has received. I am reading an article by Charlie Intel called EA Reportedly Blames Halo Infinite for Battlefield 2042's disastrous reviews. Then I will discuss my opinion on the matter. In a town hall meeting in which they addressed what went wrong with Battlefield 2042 amongst other reasons, which one of the other reasons was also COVID, so that's nothing new to be honest. EA reportedly blamed Halo Infinite for Battlefield 2042's poor reception at launch. Poor reception at launch. It's no secret that once Battlefield 2042 was out in the wild, players were extremely disappointed with the results. After getting positive scores in early reviews, issues such as missing textures, low frame rates, and rubber banding became prevalent once it was in the players' hands. In comparison, Halo Infinite's highly anticipated multiplayer received a surprise launch on November 15th, just 3 days. 3 days after Battlefield 2042 officially launched. Why? Why, Halo Infinite? Why did you have to release your multiplayer 3 days after Battlefield 2042? Why? Why? Just tell me why! But back to the topic at hand here. According to insider Tom Henderson, EA believes Halo Infinite's success was part of the reason Battlefield 2042 was received so poorly. Also, according to Tom Henderson, receiving some positive feedback after the beta, EA said that a number of bugs had hit historical levels for a DICE game, releasing both Day 0 and Day 1 patches. DICE believed Battlefield 2042 was stable. DICE believed Battlefield 2042 was stable at launch, and the early critical reception was good. However, Henderson reported that according to EA, things took a turn. And it was apparently Halo Infinite's surprise multiplayer launch. The free multiplayer portion of Halo Infinite was adored by both new and returning players, and it was so smooth and bug-free. The comparison between both of the games was not favorable. Last time I checked, Battlefield 2042 and Halo Infinite's multiplayer play completely different from one another. But this proves to me that EA is incapable of making a game that can function properly in today's era of gaming. And besides, what does Halo Infinite's surprise free-to-play model have to do with the failed dumpster fire that is Battlefield 2042? EA, just because 343 Industries' Halo Infinite's free-to-play model and the way it launched with little to no bugs just proves that they are the better studio overall. Just because Microsoft knows that they can take time on a major IP to ensure that the game launches in a playable state and the content does not feel boring and repetitive, because they have the money and the resources to ensure this. EA, you need to take some notes, man. Get some notes, grab yourself a notepad, make yourself a cup of joe, kick your feet up on the table, and just take some notes, man. Because apparently 343 Industries is doing something that y'all aren't doing. And I'm sorry. It sucks, but it's true. And why are you blaming Halo Infinite? Because you knew that your game was a dumpster fire before launch. And besides, don't take your frustration out on Halo Infinite just because your game is trash. EA, come out and state that you fucked this shit up. You fucked it up from the start. And take responsibility for your own mistakes of this piece of flaming dog shit that is Battlefield 2042. Using Halo Infinite as an excuse for your game being received so poorly is just a bad statement for you, and saying it to the press just makes it even worse. This shows not only to me, but others that you are nothing but a bunch of children. You're nothing but a bunch of children. But that's okay, right? Because the operators in Battlefield 2042 act the same. So I can understand how everybody feels over there at EA Studios. I can understand, as a publisher, I can understand how y'all feel, because y'all are just acting like a bunch of second graders pointing the finger at Halo Infinite for your game's failure. Also, this proves to customers and investors that you are a video game publisher and have childish individuals within the company and are just playing grown-ups in business suits. You don't even know how to run a video game franchise. And then second of all, Apex Legends is just fine with little to no issues, right? But EA, you had Battlefield 2042 for 35% off on the PlayStation Store. 35% off at the PlayStation Store. And pretty much proves my point further that your game is just a dumpster fire. It's just a dumpster fire, and Battlefield 2042 has only been out for almost 4 months, and now your game was on sale. That pretty much tells me everything I need to know. That this game was pretty much rushed to make sales, to meet a certain quota. And you didn't even meet the minimum requirement. Just makes me laugh, because EA, you knew this game was not ready. And you delayed it by a month and a week. After Vanguard release, to ensure that it was up to standards. And for anybody who wants to buy Battlefield 2042, please do not buy Battlefield 2042. It is not worth the money. It is not worth the investment. But back to the topic at hand here. I do truly feel bad for those who have been part of the Battlefield franchise, and I feel your frustration that this game was ahead of schedule. Apparently they said it was ahead of schedule, and I'm feeling your frustration through this as a gamer. But everyone had a 3-month-old beta to play, a 3-month-old beta of the build. So that was like back in September of 2021, before the official release. And to even add insult to injury, they said all the issues that we had back in the beta were already resolved. They were already resolved. That's what EA and DICE said. Really, if the games and the issues were already dealt with back in September, and were like ahead of September, technically, we're speaking, were fixed, then explain why the game was in a worse state at launch back in November. And it's like I said previously, EA, there is no reason for you to blame Halo Infinite and 343 Industries for your failure. That is Battlefield 2042. It is your fault that the game was rushed. It is your fault that the game was not playable at launch. It's just your fault. Just come out with a big pair of balls and tell the press and the customers and the investors that it's your fault. It's your damn fault the game came out in the state it came in. There's no excuse. And it's like I said at the beginning of the video, it's no excuse to blame Halo Infinite for y'all's misfortune, for y'all's... I can't think of what I'm trying to say here. But it's like, there's no excuse to blame another video game, another studio, and another publisher for something that y'all are incapable of making. And I can understand that you were making this game during a pandemic. So was Cold War. Cold War was also made during a pandemic. They were too. And the best move that you and Activision should have done were to postpone the game, because it wasn't worth it. Because look now, Battlefield 2042 is in a better state now than what it was, and Vanguard isn't getting any better. But it's been your boy Brotherhood Gaming HD, everybody, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.